welcome back to Mom Sips and Tips. Cheers!
Where we sip and tip. Today we are having cinnamon apple Moscow mules.
And it's really good. We put a little squeeze of orange in there too to be fancy.
It's Christmas in a cup.
So today we're gonna do 10-minute mom makeup, which is what I usually do every day if I actually put on makeup, which a lot of times I don't. But if I'm going somewhere and I want something quick to kind of at least look put together and cover my hormonal weaning acne that I'm having, then this is what I like to do.
Just in case we look like we just rolled out of bed.
Yes, which is usually the case. So I actually already started. I did a tinted moisturizer today. We did skincare off camera. That's something that we can talk about later on if you guys are interested in it. Just put it down in the comments. So today we're just gonna do like a quick and easy routine. We're gonna start with some concealer. I actually most of the time don't use like a foundation day to day. I usually only do like a fuller coverage foundation if I'm like, we're going out or doing something fun or I've got something really cool going on. The great thing about makeup is that you don't have to use it for what it says it is. Just because a concealer says it's a concealer, you can use it as a foundation and vice versa. It's whatever you like, whatever works for you. So I'm actually gonna start with I've got the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I actually, for my under eyes, use something a little darker because I get like a little purpley like in the corners. I don't know how you are when you wake up.
When I have not had any sleep because I'm with babies.
Oh yeah, Megan's like, which is all the time. So I like to start with something a little bit darker. A lot of times girls like to use something really light because they're like, oh, it brightens it. But have you ever noticed it doesn't actually like conceal as good as you want to unless it's like super full coverage? And if you're trying to do something natural, then you want a light to a medium coverage. Otherwise, it's gonna look like you just caked crap under your eyes and it's gonna be bright there and it's just gonna look weird. So,
well, I didn't start with a tinted foundation lotion.
I did because
naked face.
The hormonal acne looked so good that I just couldn't stand it. So I covered it up a tiny bit. But and that's something that I would do and then just usually spot conceal. So I'm just gonna put some like a little dot right in the corner of my eyes. Like I said, this looks like it's gonna be way too dark, but it's not. If you use something a little bit darker, it has a tiny bit more of like an orange pigment, so that'll cover up that purple and bluey. And then I like to take a brush. You can do your fingers too, you can dab.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And then just go into those corners.
I'm trying not to open my mouth like I do in front of my
Oh, I know where you're like,
gaping fish.
This is a funny story. So I used to work with this girl named Rachel. If you're watching this, probably not. She has a really fun life. So she's always doing crazy stuff. And not that we don't have a fun life. Anyway, but I guess my entire life until I was like 28, I had no idea when people are speaking, like if I'm watching like a speaker, I apparently sit there like this. And she kept looking at me and I was like, what is she looking at? And she was like, Julia, the entire time you're like this. So for years she kept calling it the Julia face. She'd be like, Julia. So I have to try not to do that. So I'll bring the concealer
from. Like, to open our mouths when we put things.
No idea, but I apparently do it regularly.
On my nose.
Oh, it's okay. So you bring it kind of down and that'll help kind of cover any, if you have redness you want to cover. And then you can also take, like I said, you don't need, I know like the big thing on YouTube right now is to be like cake facing. You don't need that much. Like that's gonna look like you're wearing makeup. And if you're trying to do like no makeup, you just wanna do like a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of go through here and kind of try and even out my skin tone a little bit more. And you can do that with yours, Maggie, or you can go in with you if you like to use your foundation. I'll say your skin looks really, like yours is pretty, like you have a nice even tone.
I'm just gonna keep the natural look today.
And then I'm gonna spot conceal those lovely ones. And I actually don't do too much on my forehead. I have like a tiny bit of melasma around here. And then I usually have a tiny bit here. I had a pretty aggressive face peel a little while back, so that's gone right now. But I actually don't mind it around my forehead because it gives you like a natural contour. So I look like I did more than I did. And then you can either take your finger or your brush, and you're gonna wanna pounce it, and that's just kinda lightly buff it on. If you sit here and go like this on something you wanna conceal, like a little spot like that, it's just gonna keep rubbing it away, so. And then I'm going to take some powder. And again, I like to use a little brush. Just gonna swirl it. And then get under my eyes and just kinda set that. If you're drier, you do not have to use powder at all.
I'm dry in the good spots and
Oily in the... I'm oily like right here and then in the nice forehead. And I'll go over my eyeballs. I'm not usually around my nose. And if I'm feeling real oily, I can just a little bit, just kind of set what I did all over. And if you need more coverage, you can, like I said, you can use something a little fuller coverage. You can do, like I said, I just like to kind of even out what looks, like I said, splotchy or a little too red. Sometimes I'll keep the redness in my cheeks if that's what I want for that day. Just kind of depends on what you're going for.
That's what I'm keeping.
I
got a little bit of sunburn yesterday while I was moving.
Oh, that's nice. So I'm gonna take a little bit of bronzer. This is the Hoola Benefit Bronzer, just to kind of warm up my cheeks. And if you don't like to wear blush, you can use this.
I love blush.
I love blush so much. I was gonna say I don't understand people who don't, but everyone can like what they like.
Make the fish face.
Yeah. I like to put a little across my nose and then down my neck in case, you know, I made myself too dark, which usually happens. Because I have dreams of being a tan goddess.
So we're calling this 10-minute mom makeup, but like I could be a grandma.
You said, well, you don't look like a grandma, so that's all that matters. And then I'm actually going to take an eyeshadow brush and I'm going to take that same bronzer and I'm going to just put that in the crease of my eyeball just to give a little bit of definition and kind of go over it a little bit. I apparently loaded my brush with way more than I thought I was. And then I'm just going to go back over that with my powder brush because I just want it to look just not too flat, if that makes sense. But this is literally like my everyday kind of. So I'll bring it a little bit up above the crease. Like I said, there's no like, you don't have to be like super precise, like, I hate to say super precise. I mean, don't like just drag it over here, but you don't have to be like crazy with it. You just want enough just to look, like I said, just a little definition.
This is like the least amount of makeup I've ever worn. I usually put on like the full face foundation.
Oh, well you can do that if you want.
Nope, I'm
it's what
trying
you want.
something new.
Or sometimes I like using my fingers if I want it. I mean, it's whatever you want. This is like really like a minimal, like get out the door.
Yeah.
And what am I gonna do next? I forgot where we were. Oh, let's put some, I'm gonna put a little, what I'm gonna use, so you don't have to do highlight. I'm extra and I like it.
That is a beautiful palette. I love that.
This is the Scott Barnes. His makeup's amazing. I haven't tried his eyeshadow palettes, but I bought like I have his cheek one. It's what I'm gonna use today. The highlight and the contour, which I haven't played too much with the contour because it scares me a little bit, but. And I'm actually just gonna put a little bit of that highlight on my eyeball, just for a little bit of pop. And you don't have to do this again, but I like being just a little bit extra.
Well, you always look gorgeous, so that little bit extra is worth it.
So, and I'm gonna just do a little bit of highlighter here.
Where's my mouth again?
Oh, I was like, that looks so pretty. Anywhere you think the light's gonna hit your face. That's what I like to do. And you can also achieve this too if you, like I said, if you're drier and you can put a little, I'm oily in my T-zone, so I try not to load up too much stuff. You can achieve this just by using like skincare products and actually glowing from within instead of having to create like a faux glow. So I've just kind of put a little on my nose. I like to kind of rub it out a little bit because I think sometimes when you see people, have you ever seen someone that's like really defined that and you're like, girl, you need to pounce that off a little bit. It looks a little crazy. And then I'm going to take my blush and I'm gonna do something just like a nice soft, like pinky kind of nudie. Oh, I did this out of order. I normally do highlight last, but I was excited. It's all good. There's no rules. And I like just defining just a little bit. And I'll put some near my eyeball too. Just for like continuity everywhere. It kind of like ties everything in. And I just take my powder brush. This is so professional. I'm like, just do this.
I'm just kind of following along with
What
my
I'm saying.
5 things over here.
No, that's all I pulled out too. I have a couple of just like my concealers, my powders. And then I'm actually gonna do my mascara. Sometimes I'll do a little bit of a eyeliner too, like in my waterline. If I really don't have time, just to kind of add some definition to where your lashes are. It really makes a big difference, especially because God blessed me with a lot of things. Eyelashes was not one of them. So I need all the help I could get, but you know, really it's okay because it wouldn't be fair to be that perfect. Oh, just kidding. And then I have to curl my lashes because they stick straight out. I usually have to do this like a couple times. And then I actually have this little tester. This is also a good little hack. So I'm like, have been on the quest my entire life for the perfect mascara. And I found a couple of drugstore ones that I really like. Like I like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Essence actually makes some really great mascaras that are $2.99, which really you can't beat that. But if you're looking for something like a mid to a higher price range, always buy the testers first. And you'll find too that a lot of times two testers are the same amount of mascara as you get in a full tube. And I don't know about you, but I never get through a full tube without it drying out first. So a lot of times I'll buy the 2 testers and use those, and it's usually like $1 cheaper than if you just bought the full tube.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been trying this one out and I'm pretty happy. Oh, like I'm like,
All of our makeup faces.
I know. I've never looked prettier. And I usually like to do 2 coats of mascara because I just do.
I'm gonna try that.
It works.
46 years, I've always been just using one.
You only do
Let's try
one?
2.
More is more. Always, especially when it comes to mascara. And disclaimer, I did do my eyebrows before this video, like I said, along with the tinted moisturizer, just because eyebrows are boring. We've got a friend back there that's going, she knows the struggle.
My invisible eyebrows.
Invisible eyebrows. Mine are just like, they've gotten so patchy. I think it's a hormonal thing. But like I have like chunks, just chunks missing.
I don't even know what this stuff's supposed to look like. Like, just, I pluck where I'm supposed to pluck.
Yeah. You've got like a nice
I don't
natural
use
shape.
pencils or anything like that. Like,
I used to not have to, but like, I think it was like 17 or 18, just all of a sudden my eyebrows just started like, they just started like going like this front part's missing. I'm
just
missing the
looking
top of this one.
yours, how gorgeous they are. I'm like, maybe mine would be prettier if I did.
Drew them on.
Maybe,
Actually, I've been growing
maybe
my
I need
head.
to dry them on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got holes in mine too. Now that you're saying that, I see them. There's patches in there, and I've got like this big patch of concealer up top.
Just don't look at it, it'll be okay. And then I'm just gonna grab a little bit of lipstick.
From that mirror way over there, I look great.
I know, I do. You know, I look like a supermodel. And this, look at this lipstick. It looks like you could kill somebody with this lipstick. I just got this. And I like using something that's not too, again, full coverage. Just for a little bit of color.
Bam.
Beautiful. And that's my 10-minute mom makeup. That's how I get out the door.
You're gorgeous.
I hope that was helpful. You're gorgeous too.
Thanks.
So if you guys have any questions about anything, I know that was kind of like we try to keep it kind of pretty quick. Sometimes I know it's harder to get in some of our longer videos, so hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, put them down below, or if you want any sort of product recommendations, we can always do that. We can do, talk about drugstore stuff we like, higher end stuff we like, whatever it is that you want. And you should like and subscribe to our channel because we're awesome. And we give you the most fun videos
That's right.
while drinking Moscow Mules. So join us next time.
See ya.
Bye.